Hello and welcome to the Sideboard. I am Ruben Bressler and I'm joined by
I'm
proud
sorry,
Papa
we're live.
Brad Nelson, who has his new Invitational trophy. Brad, well done, sir.
Thank you so much.
You, before we started this interview, you were pretty dead tired. This has been a stressful weekend, a lot of magic. How are you feeling?
I'm just obviously happy to win, but I'm glad the tournament's over. From Pro Tour testing in the castle with Team SCG all the way to the GP and then straight into this, and I worked all week. Yeah, I'm just very happy.
Sure.
The tournament's over, I get to relax.
Well, you came into this tournament as the top overall seed, partially thanks to an 8-0 standard record, as I mentioned earlier, and you were playing Naya Control. I want to ask again, just in case people didn't hear about it, this deck is wild.
Yeah, it was originally designed by Reynad on Magic Online. Awesome deck. After the GP, I was coming home and I'm like, I just want to play Assemble the Legions. I want to control people. I want to be able to kill Underworld connections. And I'm just looking on Magic Online results, and he just had that deck. So I tweaked it and worked on it all week and had to learn how to play it, even asked him some questions about it, and it ended up being awesome. I think it's just one of the best decks in the format, at least for this weekend. I don't know how it's going to go, but amazing deck. I'm really glad that I saw it. I'm really glad he gave me some help with it. But yeah, I mean, I knew going into this tournament I needed a big standard deck, and I needed to win a lot of standard because I'm not that strong at Legacy.
Well, let's talk about Legacy because we played a Legacy top 8 here.
We did.
We know that Todd gives you some guff on above the curve about your
some
Legacy.
Guff.
Yeah, that too. But you had some very memorable moments in this top 8. We're going to start in the top 4 against BBD, game 5, where it was 2 or 3 outer basically to be able to pull that one out.
I mean, it wasn't even a 2. It was at one point in that game there was no way that I was better than 0.5% to win that game. And it's the only time I've ever I physically couldn't keep sitting, and I physically couldn't stop myself from shaking until I sat down for the finals. I had to refocus, but it was 10 minutes where I just couldn't believe it because I was so dead.
Yeah.
And it was so stressful, getting more and more turns, and it's just this build-up that I'm thinking I'm just going to be disappointed by the most anticlimactic Emrakul off the top. And winning that game was the luckiest thing. It's my entire 2010 career smashed
just in
into
one match.
Game. Yeah.
There you go. Not even a match, a third of a match.
Yeah, one game. Yeah.
And then some of that luck came back to bite you in another memorable game in the finals in game 3 when you played Sneak Attack and then Huey played a Desperation Show and Tell and put it in Emrakul, and you only had Gristlebrand.
Yeah.
Only had 14 cards to draw. Only had another Brainstorm and another Ponder and a Shuffle and a Gitaxian Probe and still couldn't find the Emrakul for yourself.
I mean, it happens. It's just Hall of Famers, man. Right before I came here, I played against Luis Scott Vargas in Moto, and he saw me play Volcanic Island, and I probed him, and he just jammed Show and Tell, and I'm like, well, that was kind of dumb. And I play Gristlebrand and then break off, and he kills me. But it happens. I cut one Emrakul after sideboard just because I knew it was going to be counter heavy. I didn't want too many fatties in my hand. It's much better to have multiple ways to cheat them in because you can just start jamming them and then they have to counter and then they'll run out. But if you have more fatties in your hand, they do nothing.
Yeah, in the mirror, I've heard Show and Tell, you usually cut 1 or 2.
4.
Well, 4 on the draw, but on the play sometimes you play 2 to a pseudo Lotus Petal.
I thought about that.
To put in Sneak Attack.
I thought about that, but I just didn't want that because he was playing a different game than me. He had Jaces.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be faster. I wanted to shove. And the thing is I'm not gonna lie. Huey Jensen is much better at Legacy than I am. He's very good with the deck. I haven't played it that long. He's played it for a long time. And I went into the finals with the mentality I'm just gonna shove. And I'm just gonna probe and hope that he doesn't have it, and every time he didn't have it, he just kept hands that couldn't counter the things I was doing.
Make him have it every time.
And I was able to turn 2 or turn 3 Sneak Attack every single game.
Well, that's the power of Sneak and Show and Legacy, which put a full 4 in the top 8. You, BBD, Huey, and Jerry Thompson. We have a few weeks before Grand Prix DC, which is also the Legacy format. You're thinking about taking a little bit of time off, maybe spending some more time in Roanoke?
Yeah, I'm going to take a couple weeks off, hang out with the girl, and get ready for the next couple GPs. We got a standard GP I got to try to hold that record.
Keep up the streak, right? This will be, so we have, I misspoke earlier, we had 4 out of 5 standard GPs, top 8. The one was a top 16, a little bit of a bottom finish for you as far as you're concerned. But, so the last thing I want to talk about is the GOAT token.
The GOAT token.
When I was interviewing you earlier, you were the top overall seed, you were the last person I talked to, and you said, I want to be a GOAT token.
I do. I mean, I think like you can like cheat when it comes to these tokens. You can pick something that everyone's gonna play with, right?
Sure.
I could be an elemental from Master Waves, or it could be like a satyr. But I'm gonna be like, true. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get this opportunity again, and especially get Star City Games to draw me a picture
As
of myself
a goat, sure.
as a goat, and it's gonna be awesome.
How many goats have you made over the course of, let's say, the last month?
A 0.
Okay, well.
I haven't played any trading posts.
Okay, sure. But we have to now.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I just love it. It's my favorite Magic card. I really love it. I know it's not tier 1. It might be metagameable sometime, but it is my favorite card, and I should just pick the token from my favorite card.
Well,
just
there you
like
go.
Jerry did with Dark Depths.
Absolutely. And you bear more of a, I guess you bear a little bit of a resemblance to a satyr, but you certainly bear more of a resemblance to a goat than you do to a horse elemental. So that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see that.
I can't wait.
Brad Nelson, Invitational champion. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We're going to toss it back to the booth.